Welcome, newcomers and true believers alike. This is the Countdown to Doomsday, an MCU watch along podcast packed to the brim with thrills and chills, twists and turns, more supervillains than you can shake a lizard at. Oh, I'm your host, Jake, and as always, I'm joined by my amazing co host. The world will never forget the name of Sammy, not even if a wizard does a spell. But
Oh
hello.
wow. Hi. Oh wow. I never know his intros, so I'm always intrigued by them.
I just come up with them 2 minutes before.
Impressive. Really, really
But I
impressive.
always try and base it on the movie I've watched, and it's like a mini test of have I paid attention to the
Yeah.
movie.
I have to do that sometimes to make sure because like if I get it really excited about an episode that I'm doing, I have to go and reiterate everything back to Anthony at the point that you'll just go, can you not just save it for the podcast? I'm like, I'm just trying to make sure I'm like I remember all this stuff.
Yeah, you haven't like wrote down something that's not true. So
You'd never
okay.
know. You would never know. And I'm I'm just gonna end up calling this Spider-Man because I keep forgetting what the title is.
This one's the No Way Home.
Oh, this is No Way Home, not I kept calling it Far From Home, but it's the reason why I got
Yeah.
really annoyed when I was trying to find it.
Yeah, far because he was in London. No Way Home
Right.
because he is now deleted
Get
and
ya.
can't go.
Get ya.
Literally.
Totally get ya. Right. I want to do the disclaimer and then we're
Mhm.
gonna crack open this episode.
Yeah.
Sure. Everything discussed in today's episode is our opinions, and it's our opinions alone. And if you'd like to discuss anything from today's episode, please come and join us on our Facebook page. You can join the Nerdy Up North Discord or the comment section where we can have an open discussion about what we won't have is anyone coming for us and telling us our opinions are wrong, because we can all agree to disagree in fandom. So let's keep it fun, keep it kind, and keep the toxic behavior out of nerdism.
Excelsior.
Yeah. Right.
What a week, Marvel fans. True believers.
For the first time in a long, long time, we actually have Doomsday
What
news.
a day, actually. Like
Mm,
today was when a lot of the blurry screenshots and videos dropped.
yeah.
And then Disney played whack-a-mole all day on Twitter trying to wipe them off the face
Oh
of the
yeah.
internet.
They've give up now. It's all over YouTube. Um, yes, we got actual, genuine, bona fide Doomsday news. This movie, we've known about it since last year when the big
Hmm.
reveal happened that RDJ is going to be coming back to the MCU as Doom. And then that was it. And then
Yeah.
we had a day of nearly a full day of chairs being put out announcing the
Yeah.
cast. And then again, that was it.
And then we went to Fantastic Four and we hoped beyond hope that we would see something at the end. And we didn't really.
No, not really. But today is the day. And I feel like this is where the starting point is for the hype train to start taking on passengers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely went to the next level.
Holy shit, did it. So
Do you
it
want to
was
say it?
well, it was revealed the other day that they were going to get four trailers, four
Yeah.
teaser trailers, which is, well, actually three teaser trailers, which is then going to lead up to the main trailer.
Yes.
These were all going to be dished out in the Avatar movie that's just about to hit cinemas.
Mhm.
And depending on what day you went, it's depending on what trailer you were going to get. However, that is only because they are going to run consecutively. So you're going to
Right.
get one, two, three main.
Yes.
First one got revealed today.
Yeah. Leaked, not revealed. Yet.
Sorry, bad choice of words.
No, no, you're all
Um,
right.
so yes, it has been officially confirmed that Steve Rogers is coming back to the MCU.
Well, yeah, he is. And we see some stuff in that teaser, don't we?
We saw some stuff. Let's just quickly break it down. So the
Yeah.
trailer opens with a guy on a motorcycle
Mhm.
pulling outside of a very familiar looking house.
Yeah.
That house being the house that he was in with Peggy Carter when we leave him at the end of Endgame.
With his oldie time music.
Yes. Oh, my watch keeps talking to us. So yes, we then go into the house where he puts his uniform in what looks like a treasure chest.
Mm.
Hmm. But it looks like he's putting his, it's like a symbol. It looks like he's hanging up his uniform. He's done with that life because he has a new life and a new baby.
Yeah,
And we
baby
s-
Steve.
and we see Steve Rogers cuddling his child,
Yep.
and then the title comes up, Steve Rogers will return for Doomsday. Not Captain America, but
No.
Steve Rogers.
Yeah. But you also see it's like a new suit design sort of as well. It's like a lot more colorful than the last thing we saw him wearing on screen, I
Well,
believe.
well, to
I
be
mean,
fair, what we saw him on the last time we saw him was a quantum suit. So
yeah,
we're not too sure what suit he had on underneath.
yeah, that's true. But it looked very bright and blue, which I'm
Hmm.
happy with because I like my superheroes bright.
And I like them star and spangly. There's they are going to, with Doomsday, correct a lot of things. Obviously, we this wasn't the plan. This was never the plan. As much as Marvel fans would like to say, well, this has been, this could have been on the cards from Iron Man if you really look hard enough. No, it hasn't.
Mm.
Because we were going to get Kang Dynasty.
Yes, yeah,
And now we're not, because a certain person ended up getting himself arrested, getting himself fired, and they were like, maybe we should just stay away from that.
yeah,
And yeah, so this was never on the cards, but I feel like Doomsday is going to correct a lot of things that has gone on in the MCU that kind of hasn't hit with the fan base or even with the writers themselves.
yeah.
And I think it's all going to start with what Steve Rogers did when he took the stones back.
Yeah, that's definitely a good prediction. It's either that or Doom's just gonna show up in the middle of his nice life and be like, "Ah, I've
Mess
stole
you
your
up.
son. I'm getting your son as well, and
I'm,
Thor's daughter, and Ant-Man's daughter. You might be just stealing all
I'm
the
going to
children."
collect all the children, um, all the superpowered children.
Oh,
But
maybe. What? That's what I was thinking. Does Steve
he could
Rogers'
do a Vecna.
child inherit anything from
Nah.
the
Oh,
stones?
I
Yeah,
don't know. It's in his bloodstream, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's
and
got to be part of
also
his DNA now.
if the child's a boy, is he going to be called Bucky or James, do you think?
I think it'd be James.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think it'd
gotta
be
be.
James. I
It's
definitely think it
gotta
would be
be.
James. But yeah, I think that this is going to be the way that they correct a few things, and we may not need to wait until Doomsday to kind of see the inklings of that, because
Yeah.
come September next year, they are re-releasing in the cinema Endgame.
Yes. And I hope and they have touted a new end credit scene because Endgame doesn't have an end credit scene after like a full one, just has the Iron Man sounds. What if the Iron Man sounds turns into Doom, making something instead?
Oh my God, I'm just getting chills.
Me too.
Oh my God. I don't know the possibilities. I don't care. I'll go and see it
Yeah.
anyway, regardless. If they were just saying we're just showing it because we really want to get back our number one status of top,
Yeah.
top movie ever, I'm there for it. But yeah, we're gonna get some form of alternative ending,
Mhm.
additional footage of Endgame to mix it and bring it together with Doomsday.
Yeah. I hope it's like a longer scene because I feel
Mm.
like the fans deserve it at this point. Like,
We've
for them to
enjoyed a lot.
yeah. Um, and I'm happy it's getting back on track because I think that's what brings it closer to comics is
Mm.
you always have Steve Rogers, Thor, and like an Iron Man and a Hulk. Like they're just always there. They might not be the front of the story, but they're not dead. Like
No.
they live in the world. And sometimes you need to go see them for like, solutions or help on something. And I just think
Yeah.
the way they killed everyone, like I understand it because they don't want to keep the actors around, but this feels more comic books. If Steve Rogers can come back, like
Who else?
this would be the first page of like a Doomsday like crossover, wouldn't it? Be like,
Yeah.
oh, Steve Rogers is suiting up and he has a baby, and you're like, what? And then it would like flash somewhere else and
Um,
show you Thor doing something. But
well,
yeah,
you say Thor and Thor, the next trailer that you're going to get is going to be a Thor trailer.
Yeah.
So we had well, sorry, let's call him what he is. Let's call him Steve Rogers.
Okay.
We have Steve Rogers first, then we have Thor, and then we'll have a Doom trailer.
Yeah.
Then we will have the trailer that brings the whole movie together.
Yeah, the actual like first trailer for Doomsday.
Because
We think, as far
because
as we know.
recently, now this is possibly the only, and it was a very short tidbit that came out from an Italian press conference. It was the photos you sent us
Hmm.
of the team ups, which we kind of knew.
Yeah,
For
you could.
you can kind of piece it together yourself if you saw the
Yes.
names of who's going to be in this movie. But it give you the official team up that we have the X-Men, we've got the new Avengers,
Yeah.
we've
The
got
reg. Yeah, the
Sam
regular
Wilson,
Avengers.
Sam Wilson in the old Avengers, um, and the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. So I've seen some people sort of mad that this pushes the Fantastic Four to the side for when it's like a Doom story. But I think that's basing it off comics and not the movies because Doctor Doom wasn't in the Fantastic Four movie. So we don't even know if they have a history
No.
with him apart from knowing about Latveria, like type of thing.
Yeah, we only have
Um,
that last snippet at the end.
yeah,
There was nothing there to say she knew exactly who he was,
or
kind of
like,
thing.
oh,
It
it's our
wasn't
greatest
familiar.
rival type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
nothing.
I mean, I kind of get it as a Fantastic Four fan,
Yeah,
comic book fan, that Doom should really be more connected to them, but this is a different universe and it's a
yeah,
different way of storytelling, so
and
we
also,
have to kind of forget in a
yeah,
way.
I was gonna say, remember as well, the Fantastic Four movie started off with a recap of their entire career, and they did not say anything about Doom. So it's possible he doesn't like he hasn't made his big move yet, like
Mm.
on the new Fantastic Four. So
It's
maybe this will be it.
it's just going to be so interesting to see how we, because obviously I think the person who is going to play a huge part in this is Loki
Mm.
because of the time variance and the time thing and the all the time.
And they want to
Um,
delete. They want to like nip this and be like, okay, from now on, we have a new movie timeline.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not that they're starting again, but it gives them a chance to brush it all away and be like, okay, fresh start.
No. Now, this part is no different than comic books because the
Exactly.
amount of times Marvel has gone, oh, that's not working. We go back to issue one.
Yeah. But
The amount
it
of times they've done that
yeah.
in the space of 4 years, they did it about 5 times. They took
And
everything back to issue one.
like the signs are there, people. Like the Spider-Man movie is called Brand New Day. We've already deleted his universe, as we'll talk about later tonight. Like that's just where they're headed. Like
Mm-hmm.
they want a fresh start, and I don't mind this run of the cinematic universe having like a crazy big finale and then going back to like something simpler.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think at the moment where we are right now in the countdown, it's getting a bit crazy. Like it's
It's
getting a bit out of hand.
it is. It is. I don't get us wrong, the next few movies
They're
I
cool.
prefer. They are. They're
Yeah,
really cool, and I preferred them more to where we were sitting at the time. Because what we
yeah.
also have to take into account was we're in TV world too as well.
Yes, one
So
division has in our sort of countdown timeline. One division is now sort of thing.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
we've got well, one of the greatest TV shows that ever came out of Marvel and Disney was Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of linked after this because the Statue of Liberty with Captain America's shield
Mm-hmm.
is mentioned in Hawkeye that you'll later want to go and see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, TV's happening and everything's totally oversaturated and it's becoming exhausting to at this moment in time to keep up with everything that's happening.
Yeah.
We don't have that space like we had previously. We had 3 movies a year. You got your beginning of the year, the summer blockbuster, and the end of the year. And
Yeah.
in that time, you had enough breathing space to be going, whoa, we're going to go to the next one. Oh my God, we've just been left off at this point, and then we've got to hit. And it was such a brilliant time to be a fan of comic book movies. But then they got greedy And
Yeah.
then they started adding more and more and more. And unfortunately, that's not what we asked for.
It had diminishing
Um,
returns. People started getting sick of it, and people
mm,
started trying to think everything was going to be the new end game. Like they were like, "Oh
yeah,
well, there's going to be like the Illuminati's in this one. It's going to be end game level, like, or in this movie, like there's going to be the Sinister Six. It's going to be end game
oh
level."
God,
And it's
oh
like
my God,
the
what was it?
expectations just flew out of hand.
What was it? Every time something was on, Paul would be going, "It's the Sinisters in this."
Oh yeah, Mephisto.
Mephisto, that's it. Yeah, Mephisto's here, and he's like, "Where?"
He has shown up now, though.
Mm, now,
Mm. In a show you
um,
haven't seen.
oh, Secret Invasion, maybe.
No, no,
Uh,
no.
Oh, Echo.
The Iron Heart.
Oh,
That's why it's worth. No, that's not the only reason it's worth watching. It's good, but
well, this movie comes out in the middle of probably the worst times of our lives, which was the pandemic.
yeah,
But also we as Nerdy Up North have really started to find our feet with Facebook. We're starting, the
yeah,
community is starting to build and the conversations are starting to happen. And unfortunately, this movie caused one of the greatest and first dramas we ever had.
it was our team up movie event.
This is where we had to literally come together
Yeah,
as not only people who were doing stuff for Nerdy Up North, but also who were friends
yeah,
to stand by each other because holy shit, did it get dark very fucking quickly. Paul, who, as you would know if you know your Nerdy Up North history, who created this whole thing,
mhm,
um, he got death threats off the back of this film.
yeah. And it was tough, right? Because like my view on it at the time was the three Spider-Man thing had
Mm,
leaked out about a year in advance of this
hmm.
movie. There wasn't like people didn't have definitive set photos of everything, but there was talk. There was like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were in the filming location, like on the set, and it's like, right, well they're in it then. We
Yeah.
didn't know what level, but it was like known knowledge, but people still got so mad anytime you ever
So
mentioned
mad.
it.
So mad.
And I
We
think it's
tr
because they knew it was true in their heart of
mm.
hearts, and they were like, "You've ruined it, but I can't prove you've ruined it." And it's like, "But I know you have." And
The problem was is that we wouldn't allow spoilers, and we were
yes,
trying our hardest for a long period of time to stop it from happening. And we, the moderators who work for Daddy Up North, they were on it all the time. Boom, off, 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 off.
yeah,
But then Marvel went and does what Marvel does, just like what they did with Thunderbolts and everything else.
yeah,
They just announce it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we have no control over that. And if Marvel are putting shit out, then we can't stop other people because of
yeah,
worry that someone's going to get something spoiled for them. Unfortunately, that is the shit show, that is the internet.
yeah. But like,
Um,
it's different when it's a press release to like, a movie comes out Friday. Like
yeah,
the social media account for that movie isn't posting the ending, but like when something is a press release, meaning
yeah.
it's meant to be shared, it's gonna get shared.
It's going to get shared, and it got really dark really quickly. Um, and that was literally over a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
That was our first ever big drama, was of created another offset group, which was the spoiler free of spoiler group, which actually no longer
Yeah.
exists anymore.
Yeah, because it had Spider-Man as the logo, and then there was
Mhm.
a few of us in there being like, "I've got all the dirt on
But
Spider-Man."
if you really were paying attention to the trailer of this movie, it told you everything that you needed to know and that was going to happen before you even saw the film. That trailer
Yeah,
ruined everything. There was a shot where you can see Tom Holland going down. You can clearly see there is two other beings that are right next. It's a Spider-Man shot when they're coming down off the building, when all
yeah,
three of them, and you can clearly see something is not quite right with that scene.
Yeah,
They
like it's
give
been
away
edited. Yeah.
so much in that to where when I watched it, I was like, well, I've seen that. I've seen this. Like, I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. It was
And
nice
this,
watching it this time though, because I think it had been enough time that I'd forgot a
yeah,
lot of the stuff.
my God, I forgot
Um,
how emotional it was.
and to be
Jesus.
honest with you, I was probably in 2021 watching a dodgy copy of this. So this might have been the first time I'd seen it in full, like vibrant
I went
HD.
to I went to the pictures to see it in Darlington,
Did everyone
and
gasp when Garth showed up?
well, it was a Friday afternoon and there was hardly anyone
Oh
in
yeah.
there, but there was this one girl and she was sat in the middle because we where I like sitting. If I'm with you guys, I'm fine. We
Hmm.
can sit in the middle, but if I'm just with me and my friend or just me and I like sitting on the two-seater ones, so I'm
I'm a
out the way.
side watcher too. I like the
Mhm.
sides. Don't know why.
I just like being out the way. But
Feels safer.
she was sat right in the middle, and oh my God, did she holler, whoop, cheer, like she was fucking
All
in
in.
it. But
Yeah.
I loved it. I know people don't like the audience reactions.
Yeah.
I do because
As
it
long as
shows
the
absolute pure fandom passion.
Yeah, I like it when it's like, happy and stuff. Like I don't like people making fun of the movie because I'm like, dude, you
I,
bought a ticket, get out if you don't like it.
I don't like talking for talking's sake.
Yeah,
Don't talk.
but if it's like shouting or being scared and like reacting like it's good, that's kind of why
Oh,
you got the pictures.
I remember going to see the Jungle Book live action movie. Now that is a terrifying film, and I was sat with a bunch of kids, and these kids were, oh my gosh, they're so well behaved. But I have a lot of patience for children in cinemas because
Yeah.
I can appreciate that it's like a long time to ask a child to sit.
Mhm.
And these kids were so engaged, and they were, and I was joining in with them, and I love stuff like that. I love watching people like it's like going to the pictures with Paul.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's an experience just to just sit and listen to him because he go and his laugh is just so infectious and it's so genuine, and he just
It's
yeah
that's like
yes
that is what you go to the cinema for though, isn't it? It's so like
hmm
when Galactus goes on screen, I can be like, sorry, it's Galactus. And that kind
I
of thing. You can't do that
yeah
at home.
no no me and Jake have a tendency for
When something cool happens.
or I just slap him like I just start like I don't know what else to do. So you're
uh,
just gonna get a punched in some way.
yeah.
I did went on Civil War. The person who I went to see that with got a wallop in the side because I did not know what to do with myself when Giant Man happened, and I am like,
You got giant, you stood up and you're like, "Whoa."
so I'm with you, people. I'm there. I'm the person. I'm like inside in my brain. I am trying to like
Yeah.
scream out, and I love watching the reactions
And
on.
I think when the copy I watched of this had the reaction
Mm,
when like when Garfield comes through the portal and everyone
that
was
is
like,
such a that is such a shot. But we will get into it because I think
yeah,
we should go through the film now. This is
yeah,
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Niwe
No
home,
production. No Way Home.
Niwe, yeah.
No Way, yeah. For us Northerners, I have no production notes on this because it's boring. It wasn't worth writing and reading out.
It was a
It's
secret
just
as well. We weren't
it
hearing
was
nothing out of
it
this set.
was and also it's obviously the negotiations with Sony and Marvel boring, and there's no alternative cast. Everyone's cast. Clearly you can't alternative cast Tobey Maguire or Andrew
It's
Garfield.
yeah, it's it simultaneously feels like a big cast and a small cast at the same time. Like there's not a lot of
It's
side characters in
one
this.
hell of a cast.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah, but it feels small, but obviously the characters are like larger than life. But
yeah.
you don't see a lot of people. There's only like a handful of extras.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah. So we start straight after the last one.
Yeah. It's literally like more of that movie. Just like it
It's
continues.
where the really mean Jane Jonah Jameson.
He's
Uh,
horrible.
he's horrible.
Yeah.
He's not
It's
nice.
because he's supposed to be an Alex Jones stand-in because he's got his like supplements later on and stuff like that, Infowars style.
Well, we all know
Um,
what happened to Alex Jones. So
yeah,
keep
exactly.
going,
He's
Jane
out.
Jonah Jameson.
But yeah, so Spidey and MJ are just like on the run because we get the recap with Mysterio's last lines and everything. Like the sort of last part of the movie.
Peter
Like,
Parker, Spider-Man.
execute them all. um, yeah, and like I love how they've got the pre-made graphics ready of like the half face, like Public Enemy number one, like when he's like trying to escape. Um,
Spider-Man is a menace.
and yeah, it builds on the joke from the end of the last one where MJ's like, never swing me again. And it's like, sorry. And it's a couple of funny moments where he like drops her off on top of a like like a
A beam,
construction
like a
site.
construction beam, and he's on the phone to Ned, and they're just like, dude,
Dude,
dude, dude. And she's like, get me down from here.
it's the energy
Is
is
high,
crazy.
crazy high.
It actually overwhelmed me as well when they end up back at the apartment and there's so much like crosstalk like over each other with Happy and Aunt May and everything.
So I love that so much. I must admit, there's probably not one part of this movie I did not love. So I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna say I love that a lot. But I did like when they're in the apartment and Aunt May is breaking up with Happy, even
Yeah.
though it was just a fling. And they're trying to stop them from seeing the fact that there is a helicopter or helicopters outside of the apartment.
Yeah, but there's just so much crosstalk and like the news is on the TV and there's like four characters talking and people shouting from outside. It's they really create an atmosphere with that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. But it is that it's you can't hide it when it's on the telly and
Yeah.
your apartment is literally on the screen.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Peter's normal life now.
It's gone.
The FBI roll in pretty quick after this as well. And get
Yeah.
everyone in the quest, like the interrogation rooms.
Don't see
Um,
anything without a lawyer.
but this is where we get it revealed to Peter that Nick Fury's been off world for about a year, and he's like,
Yeah. What?
he doesn't really have time to deal with
He
that.
doesn't have time to process it. It's such a throwaway comment, but it obviously means quite a bit.
Yeah. And then yeah, they break Ned immediately by giving him the good guy, like the friendly.
Yeah. He's like, well, I helped him stop a vulture. You helped him do what now?
And he's like yeah, because he's like, oh yeah, you're the man in the chair. Like half of these guys here are men in the chairs. We all get it. They all love you and stuff like that.
Who and Ned? Ned looked good in this.
Yeah, he's looking very like energetic and stuff, and
Mm.
I think he's like matching like the cast's vibe and everything. So I,
And
I know I like that when you can see improvements in actors like as
yeah,
things go on.
and the chemistry, not just with Peter, but with MJ as well. Like
Yeah,
the three dynamic, it works so well. Nobody felt like a. I mean, I know there was moments where Ned would walk in at the most
yeah.
terrible times, but they didn't make him feel like he was a third wheel in any of
No,
it.
it's like the feel like supernatural, like all of them, like
Mm-hmm.
together. Like you can tell they've spent so much time together and
Yeah,
like grown.
but
Um, yeah, like
this is where Happy pulls some strings and gets a really good lawyer.
yeah, there's a mean line where he's like child endangerment. Like, who does that? Like to Aunt May. And I'm like, you take those words
Dick,
out of your mouth.
you wash your mouth out.
Aunt
You have
May is
no
a
idea.
saint.
She's a saint, god damn it. She looked phenomenal in this. She was phenomenal in this.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
like this May a lot more. Like, I think she gets more of a character in place
mhm.
because in the other films, they sort of just leave her in the apartment. Like,
But I like. We'll get into it. I'll get
yeah,
into that part
yeah,
later. But yeah, so the idea is Pete is obviously being dragged into. It's not just the fact that he's Spider-Man and what happened in London. It's the technology that's being used. It's Stark technology,
yeah,
and this new lawyer of theirs manages to get all of his charges dropped.
yeah.
However, Happy
For the Stark link, yeah.
doesn't.
Um,
Gonna you can reveal
oh,
who the new lawyer
so
is.
it's old Matt Murdock himself. And it's I don't know if technically this is like follow on from the Netflix universe. I kind of doubt it. It's a new
I
Matt
don't think
Murdock,
it is.
probably. Um, but yeah, it's an awesome scene though, because he's just got
Mhm.
that presence about him and talking about looking good, like he's like looking like a sexy man.
My gosh, take back everything I said about recasting Charlie Cox as Daredevil. That was it. When I first started watching the new Daredevil, I was slightly bored with him, and then
Oh yeah.
something just changed, and I was like, oh, okay, because I loved him in the Netflix stuff. Like you can't deny that that was some good TV.
Oh yeah, it was amazing at the time. It's not something I've went back and watched or anything, but it's like it's legendary for a reason. Like
Hmm.
everybody watched it.
Yeah,
But yeah, he does a really cool brick catch when someone throws a brick through the
I'm a
window, which
really
is
good lawyer.
it's just such a cool moment because it reveals it to the fans, but the characters are just like, how did you do that? Um,
Mm.
but it doesn't. It's not like on the nose. But he's not like I'm dead. Like
Yeah, he's
thing
not
like
like getting his horned thingy out. But no, I take back everything I ever said. Me and Paul nearly lost a friendship over that. He was so angry with me because I was like, it's a bit boring, but it wasn't. It was so good, so good. So yes, this confirms that not only has he moved away from the Netflix stuff, he is officially in the MCU.
yeah, he's in Hell's Kitchen. He's a player on the table. He doesn't get used that much going forward, but there's occasional things.
There's occasional nods, and then obviously gets his own TV show, and it has been confirmed that he is going to be part of Doomsday. Oh no, it
Yeah,
didn't say Doomsday. It said, what's the next one? Secret Wars?
yeah. Well, him and the Punisher and Spider-Man are probably gonna have a some kind of collab thing coming up.
Give me more John Bernthal, give me
Oh yeah.
more Punisher. I would never in a million years think I would say that because I have never been a Punisher fan, but
Yeah,
John Bernthal brings something to that character that is so brilliant.
that man can smolder
That
to a
man is
to a fault
beautiful.
almost.
Beautiful. I
Um,
was all for it in Walking Dead. Like, I'll follow Shane to the ends of the earth.
oh
Like,
yeah, they killed him so quick though, obviously because you
hmm.
have to because of who he is. But he was awesome.
I mean, he doesn't even survive issue 1 in the comics, so.
No, it's yeah, they give him a lot
So
more
he had
run.
a lot more time.
Yeah. Um, yes, so this is where Happy takes them to his apartment because they're like, we're gonna need a
Nice
safer place to
place.
live. And he's like, kids, you like Donkey Kong? Like, I don't know, got an
You,
arcade
I
machine.
was like, hold on a minute. Is Jake here?
No, he says Donkey Kong Jr. Actually, I don't know many people who like Junior better. that's that's the one where Donkey Kong's in the cage and you've got to free him from evil Mario.
I thought he was just catering for you.
No, I think it's a very American thing to like Ms. Pac-Man and Donkey Kong Jr. more than
Mm,
the sort of originals. But yeah,
yeah,
I love Happy in this. He's just such like a goofball, but like a lovable one. Like he's not annoying at all.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he's got a really nice gaff too.
Yeah, he's got like a future apartment with a bunch of
Mm.
old Tony Stark stuff lying
It's
around that he's
probably
just
Tony's house. Like,
yeah, one of his houses. Yeah,
just managed to take it. Poor Happy, like we never give him any credit. Like he never worked for it, did he?
I give him it now. He's a
Yeah, my
character.
opinions changed of him.
He's a character that starts off really annoying and then he eventually like
Mm,
slips into something where you like him. But
yeah.
then I don't know if he slides back again after this to being annoying.
No, no,
We'll
I think the next thing we see him is Deadpool and Wolverine, and he wasn't annoying in that. He
he
was quite
tells him he
funny.
can't be in the Avengers.
But
He's
he was right. And also he uses the royal we all the time, and he's like, yeah, we'll get to that eventually. Um, so they are waiting for their application letters into college. Now,
yeah.
unfortunately, because of Peter Parker's identity being revealed, he's getting knocked back left, right, and centre for every university he's going to. But the likelihood is, if it didn't happen, he would have been accepted, which is quite sad in a way. But
Yeah, and it's the same for Ned and MJ because they're by proxy, like association, are
but
also getting rejected for controversy and stuff.
But how lovely was it when there was no blame put onto him. It
No,
was just it was a very musketeer moment in that
yeah,
cafe where it was like, All for one, one for all.
But Peter can't take that though, because that's Peter's worst
This
nightmare.
this
It's
is
like
this
if
is
he, yeah,
this is what annoys the shit out of me in these movies is Peter's actions.
yeah, yeah,
Because this could have all been avoided if one, Peter listened, and two, Peter just did as he was told.
yeah. It's obviously like Spider-Man. He wants to save people. He wants to shoulder the burden of
But
like this, problem, because that's his
this
main goal. He's like, I want to get these two into MIT. He doesn't care about himself particularly.
and and that is honorable, but at the same time he was given, see, this is no different to when he was having button heads with Iron Man
Yeah.
in the film. I can't remember what the name's called for now. But he was having problems with him because again he wasn't listening. He knew best, and
Yeah.
this has been Spider-Man's problem the entire time. You don't, you're a child, and you need to actually pay attention when the adults are talking,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to you asking the ex-sorcerer supreme to do a spell for you.
Yeah. Stephen Strange, one of the the best magic practitioners in the universe.
Galaxy, universe, yeah. And you were asking him to do something which he is probably doing out of allegiance to what you have been through in the past,
Yeah.
and you talk constantly to change that.
I do love the sort of running joke that the sanctum's full of snow as well, because somebody sort of didn't do the portal maintenance.
What I really appreciated was the two people who were helping.
Yeah.
I have seen them in Doctor Strange comics before,
Oh,
and
okay.
they looked they looked something like out of the comic book, the way they were dressed, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
wow, okay, fun.
Just sort of quietly shoveling snow for a bit. So
But it's
yeah,
also it's confirmed about Wong as well in that moment.
because we kind of suspected because you'd seen him pop up a few times around Shang-Chi and stuff.
Shang-Chi.
But this is the confirmation that because Strange got blipped, Wong by default became the Sorcerer Supreme, and
Brilliant.
he's not given that title back. I think,
Good for Wong.
yeah, I mean, to this, he was always the most like studious, like serious one. So
But
he's
he
probably,
was there longer. Like if we're doing it out of like time, he was doing it a hell of a lot longer before Stephen was.
oh yeah, he taught him how to read his magic books, and he was like
Mm-hmm.
stealing stuff out of his library. Um, but yeah, so Strange does take pity on Peter. He's kind of like, okay, you did us a real solid by being around for Endgame. Like,
Mm-hmm.
couldn't have done it without you, Peter. He helped pull the gauntlet off in the big battle and all that stuff.
Yeah, you
So
did well, son.
so yeah, he's gonna do him a solid, and he realizes there's like a forget spell, because at first he's sort of like he's asking, can he go back in time and fix it? And he's like, no, even if I could, we've already messed way too close with that kind of thing. Like,
And he doesn't have the time stone anymore.
yeah, which Peter forgot somehow. um, and then they make a crack about like someone forgetting something, and he's like, oh, but there is. I can't remember what the spell's called. Like he says
No.
some weird term. He's like, oh, it's just a standard, like, forgetting spell. Like he's like, remember the Christmas party at Comitage? He's like, no. He's like, exactly. um, so yeah, it's like from what we know, it's some kind of spell where you can apparently affect the entire world with a sort of a phrase or something that needs to go
Mhm.
away. You see him sort of taking runes out and things like that. So it's interesting. It's like
It was
the
interesting.
the visual effects are super cool in this entire movie.
Yeah.
But he's like spinning all like the spell runes around. He's like, "Who's Ned?" He's just like picking up this like
Yeah.
rune.
It's like so Peter keeps changing the spell because he
Yeah,
doesn't want when he realizes that everyone's going to forget him, even though he has just asked for this to take place. He's
yeah,
like, well, I can't have Ned or MJ or Aunt May. And as he is making these changes, the spell you can see it around him is starting to change. It's starting to
yeah.
shift
It gets like
shape.
more rings, doesn't it? Like every time
Mm-hmm.
something gets added in.
Yeah. He messes it up basically.
Yeah, and it goes all crazy, and then he has to like contain it into like a D&D dice shape. And it's like
Yeah.
spinning around in there, looking all angry.
But he manages to contain the corrupt spell.
Yeah.
and then makes the suggestion that maybe you could just convince MIT to allow your friends in. And he was like, "What? That was an option?" And he was like, "Well, yes."
Yeah, because he's like, if you've talked to them and nothing can happen, then you've done everything you can
Hmm.
try on this one. He's like,
Do the
what, you mean
human thing.
you mean I can just call them up like right now? And he's like, you came to me and asked for a spell before you called them. He just chucks them out.
I love the running thing with them too, where
Yeah.
he says he keeps calling them sir, but
Yeah.
then he's like he's like it's too formal to be sir, and he's like Stephen, and he's like, oh, that still sounds strange.
Yeah, but he swaps back to Sir when he's
Whoa,
mad
when
at
he
him.
gets wrong.
But yeah, I think isn't it here where he's like, I keep forgetting that you're just a kid, sort of thing. Like
Yeah,
he sort of saw him as a
which
peer at first, and then after this mess up, he's kind of like,
but
mm,
it's growth on Stephen's part,
yeah.
especially the fact that the first time you meet Stephen, he's an asshole.
He
His
would have
ego
never,
is
yeah, he would have never done this for
no,
anyone.
no, not at all. His ego is bigger than his cape.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's such growth that he was willing to one do this for him, and the whole name exchange as well.
yeah,
And even the whole everything that Strange does is concerned for him.
mhm. Yeah, pretty
It's not the
much.
consequence. It's like, okay, this is where we're at. It's not a case of you caused this kind of thing and now I've got to clean your mess up. It was
Yeah,
just, it wasn't pointing fingers
no,
constantly.
I mean, there's an element of don't tell Wong as well. Like, where
Oh yeah, don't tell Wong.
Steve doesn't want this to get out.
Mm-mm. I
Um,
wouldn't either. He's not the Sorcerer Supreme anymore.
exactly. So through Flash Thompson, who did get into MIT, Peter learns that the sort of head of like I guess enrollment or something
Hmm.
is on the way to the airport, and he's like, okay. So Peter sets off to try and find her, which he does by just looking in cars, which he got lucky, I guess.
He did.
Um, he also has the Iron Spider suit back because he gets paint thrown on him. And that's like a running thing through the movie is he can't get the
Mm.
paint out of his outfit.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's back in the Iron Spider suit. I'm guessing just so he can have the Doc Ock moment,
Well,
basically.
it's a very Tony Stark move is
Yeah,
having the nanotech on
yeah,
him just because he was in the street
yeah,
and you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, he's talking away to her, and then his spider senses start tingling, and all of a sudden, just explosions start happening on
yeah.
this bridge, and oh, shit's about to hit the fan,
And Pete,
Spider-Man 2 style.
yeah, and Peter sees someone he's never seen before, but the guy's like,
We
Peter.
have, but we have
Yeah. Yeah. Doc Ock
love.
is here to play. He looks amazing as well, like the effects and everything.
Yes, very, very de-aged because a lot of time has passed since he
Yeah.
played Doc Ock originally. But I one love the actor. Um, I'm I've obviously mentioned this hundreds of times by now. I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, but my husband is, and
Mhm.
he loves Spider-Man 2 because Doc Ock is in it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's Alfred Molina, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
honestly, I have seen him play from oh gosh, Mexican. I'm only saying Mexican off the top of my head because he was in Frida.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's English or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen him in British stuff. I've seen him in American stuff. I've seen him in performing in Israeli stuff before.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
where he's from.
Oh yeah, but he's just so good in this. Like, and he puts his like all into the character. It might even be more high energy than Spider-Man 2, his version. Like it's a bit more goofy, but I suppose he's like taken over by the tentacles at this point. Like, this
Oh
is
yeah,
crazy. This is crazy arc. Like this isn't
crazy gone.
normal. Um
But
and
it's very
yeah,
confusing for Peter because he has no idea who this dude is.
yeah. And yeah, we get a very cool fight with
Mm,
a lot of cool
tentacles.
effects and throwing cars around and stuff like that. But it doesn't lose the impact, which is what I like about this movie, because there's like
Mm,
parts where he like slams them against the car door and it doesn't look like CGI. Like it actually looks like a guy getting like shoved up
yeah.
against a car. It's got some weight to it. this
I feel,
movie.
I feel like a lot of things because because CGI had to be used in certain aspects
Yeah.
that if a practical could be done, it would be done. That's how I
Yeah.
feel it was filmed.
Yeah, and I like that because if you got to use CGI when you're doing
You got to.
fantastical things, but it's nice if they put the effort in to do a
Hmm.
little bit.
Yeah. When you're dealing in this fantasy element, CGI is inevitable. It's going to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
It's just making sure that you're using the practical effects
yeah,
where you can. That's how I saw it anyway.
yeah,
But he is so impressed by nanotech.
yeah. But then it gets on him, uh,
Oh,
and
does
then,
it?
and unfortunately for him, takes over the sort of internal computer, I guess, of the octopus arms. And now Peter's in control of the. He's like, yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
He's having a lot of fun with these tentacles, but yeah, Peter is now fully in control of Doc Ock's tentacles, which means that he can contain him
Yeah,
while he goes and saves the Dean of Admissions, who he was trying and begging and pleading to have his friend's application forms
yeah.
relooked at. And she has one of the funniest interactions where she says, I will do it for not just your friends, but for you too. And he's saying, no, but it's not about me. And she goes, I will do it for you too.
Yeah.
And then when she gets out the car, she starts, you know, you're a bad man.
She's like, it's very like old school superhero movie because she's just like, you're a hero, like when he saves that sort of thing. But it's nice to see Spider-Man get given something for being a
Es-
hero because he
Especially
rarely,
when he's had a lot
yeah,
taken away from him.
he rarely gets a reward for doing nice things.
No.
Um, but some more spider sense happens and friggin' you see the friggin' goblin bomb drop onto the road.
Wow, the fact that they got Willem Dafoe
Yeah.
back as the Green Goblin is some genius fucking casting.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't and it was somebody, and if it was Franco, I'd have been out the door.
We don't like new goblin.
I don't like Franco, I'd be out the door.
On his
So
surfboard. Um,
when I was reading up on this movie, this was the one actor that people did tend to stay away from because
uh-huh.
they were so intimidated by him. Not because he's a bad person, because he is the sweetest person, but
Yeah.
he, for 90% of the time, had to stay in character because he had to keep going. You got to think he's got to change between Norman and
Mm.
the Green Goblin, and at some stages he didn't quite come out, and they got a bit scared of him. But they said it was a masterclass watching
Yeah.
him.
It's fun because you can tell he's having a lot of fun with it, and that's what you'd hope when you get like an older actor back to play a character. You just hope they're gonna have fun because you hear all these
Yeah.
stories about people hating being in like big blockbusters like Harrison Ford and stuff. That's not nice when you can.
No, it's not. It's really not. But at the same time, you signed up for it initially. Like, fucking suck it
Yeah.
up, Buttercup.
Oh
Um,
yeah. I just think you can tell in the performance, but
yeah, but
he's
no.
amazing,
Oh,
and
he's so good.
this is proper like this is OG Goblin as well, being like the Spider Man type of thing, and but then we're soon transported back to Doctor Strange's basement, with Doc Ock in a cage, and he's
Yeah,
like, "What? Where'd the other guy go?" It's like a green elf man.
he's gone. So Stephen has them back in the in his lair kind of thing,
Yeah,
and he basically explains to Peter that people are coming basically,
yeah,
and they're not of this universe,
and he already
or
has
they're
the
not.
lizard, doesn't he, as well?
He already has Kurt Connors. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Um, did not like the lizard CGI
he's weird
look.
looking.
It is very strange, but
Yeah.
it is Reese and Fiennes in there, so
Actually, the voice as well. The
yeah,
posh.
he's at the end.
Oh yeah, I knew he was at the end, but I couldn't tell if it was
No,
if
that's him.
the posh lizard
That's
voice
him.
was him.
They got him back as Kurt Connors. But yeah, so they've already got the lizard, so he's already contained that. But he does say that basically you're gonna have to go and get these people who are not of this universe, but are part of a Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, it's interesting because like he tells him he's gonna have to get everyone together, then he's gonna set the spell off. But later on, he's about to set the spell off before they've figured out before they even know there's Spider-Man in the world. So
Yeah, so Stephen doesn't know the extent of what's
yeah.
actually happening because he knows that Max Dillon
Hmm.
and Flint Marko are out there because he goes and sends Spider-Man to go
Yeah.
and get them.
Yeah, it's maybe a bit spotty on the details, but it's still fun. Um but yeah, basically Peter's got his quest now to go track down everyone. I do like how they explain it, like the sort of the spell like got reversed and people who knew Spider-Man got
Hmm.
like actually accidentally brought here.
They just didn't say which Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
They
But
don't
it,
allude to the fact at all.
it's a fun play on like, oh well, like we messed the spell up real bad, and it's
Mm,
actually done the opposite, sort of
yeah.
like a much worse version. Uh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so they go after Max Dillon, who is Jamie Foxx, and
Mhm.
holy shit, how good was Jamie Foxx in this film?
He's really, yeah, he's loving it. Like you
He
can tell.
found his feet.
Yeah,
He found that character.
yeah. Because in Amazing Spider-Man 2, I guess
Oh,
he was like playing a nerd character who got like transformed, and they've just
he
gave him
did
his
not get
regular
it.
look.
He did not get it. We we watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Transformers 4 in the same day, and it made Transformers 4 bearable.
Yeah,
That's how bad that film is. And it's so disappointing because
yeah.
there is so many nods to that movie particular and
Hmm.
which I'll get into later. But
Yeah.
yeah, Max Dillon and Flint Marko, who is Sandman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so this is where Peter's got his suit on inside out because he can't clean it. And he's like, oh,
He's
this
got a
could work.
black Spider-Man suit,
Sort
which
of.
I'm which I'm guessing sent the nerds up a height.
I don't know. It's got all crappy wires and stuff because it's inside out. But it sort of works for nighttime, battling. He would have probably got hit by lightning a lot faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, Electro's here, fully powered up. Like he's like, oh, look at this strange
Did you
new energy.
see
I
did you
kind of
see the
like it.
energy coming off his head and it was creating his
Is
helmet?
Yeah, to make his like old school mask shape.
Wow, even I recognize that.
That's probably the best you can do with Electro because you don't want him in a friggin'
Mm-mm.
green and yellow bodysuit,
Nope.
like going like, I made an
I'll get you,
electric.
Spider-Man.
Um, and yeah,
Yeah.
Flint Marco's here, and he's like, "Hey, Peter," like he like helps him
He's
out.
so creepy. He's so creepy.
It's an
Like,
odd
dude,
performance, but I like seeing him.
but
It's nostalgic.
it plays into the character who he was previously, and
Yeah,
he didn't do a bad job at all, but he does come across hella creepy. It's like, dude, you're
yeah.
already made of sand.
Yeah. But I get why he's here because he's they need someone from the third movie to drop the bombshell that the other two are supposed to be dead. Like
Yes,
because he does bring them both back to the
the layer.
sanctum. And that's when they all sort of have this little like chat together, like all the baddies.
Well,
Um,
does he get Norman at this point? Because Norman's in there. Because
yeah,
Yeah, Norman manages to gain control of himself again, and
yeah, he smashes the goblin mask, which I
mhm.
hadn't remembered, but that's an interesting twist because it tricks you into thinking the goblin's gone for a while.
Yeah, and we're just gonna get
Um,
Norman Osborn.
but technically, no, I don't think that's how it works. It's like he's
No.
always in there. One or the other's in there somewhere.
So he actually goes to May because May is a counselor at a center.
Yeah, should this is stuff that's been in like later Spider-Man things, but yeah, Aunt May runs like the community center sort of thing and helps people out, feeds people, like that kind
Hmm.
of thing. All good stuff. Friendly neighborhood Parker stuff.
The Parker family just want to help.
They're good, yeah. I do really like this though because he's tricking us. He's tricking the audience as well as
Yeah.
Spider-Man in May because he's like, oh, Oscorp doesn't exist. Someone's living in my house, like my son, is gone and all that stuff.
Oh,
And
good. It was good.
you start to feel sorry for him, and it's like, but we should know better. But it's just because it's
Yeah.
William Dafoe.
How do we say it in the house? Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, he's got everyone fooled, and they even drive him in a truck to the sanctum. He doesn't zap him or anything.
No, no, he gets privilege. But yeah, so this is where, oh gosh, is this where they finally they kind of like they realize they get told that they're dead. Norman,
Mhm.
because when Norman stands in front of Octavius, he goes, "Norman, you're dead."
Yeah, yeah. He's like, but yeah, it's great though because he's the only one not in a cage, and he's sort
Yeah.
of like giving everyone like sizing each other up and stuff like that. And yeah, that's when Marco is just like, "You both dead, like you both died fighting Spider-Man." It was all over the
hmm
news type of thing. And
But
this is where we, sorry, yeah.
no, no, go on.
I was going to say this is where we sort of realized that all of these people, for some reason, got took out of the universe like right before they were supposed to die, and
Yeah.
not, and they have the memories of what was roughly happening, and then they're like, I don't know, like then I showed up here type of thing.
Yeah. So this is so Stephen makes his appearance again, and this is
Yeah,
where he then puts Willem
Goblin.
the
Yeah,
Goblin into a cage, and he's just about to reverse the spell, but Peter, obviously in his infinite wisdom's like, "Well, we could help these people."
yeah, because May is like, no, like this is your problem, and he's like, no, no, it's best if they go back to their old universe, and she's like, best for them or best for you, and he's like, huh. And when he hears they're all gonna be sent back to their death,
Yeah.
and Doctor Strange is like, "So be it."
Like, who cares? This is not your problem, and this is at the moment where he should have listened to Strange.
Yeah,
But he
probably.
didn't. So yeah, as soon as he's about to reverse the spells, Peter ends up stopping him and knocking
Yeah,
him into the mirror universe, mirror dimension, and Stephen's gone.
yep. It's crazy this sequence though, because we've seen the mirror dimension a few times, but I feel like they really turn it up on this one and like,
Oh, it's
let's go crazy with the visuals, everyone.
let's get all Steve Dick going here.
Yeah, and so Spider-Man beats him with math because he's like, I'm not smart enough to know what the hell he's going on about, but he's like, oh, is this a something spiral? And then he's like, hang
Oh,
on, beep, 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 beep.
I know trigonometry.
Yeah, and it like strings him up between all of the different points that he wasn't expecting. And then
Yeah.
Peter gets out and he's like, I just fought Doctor Strange and I won. Type
But
of
Peter
thing.
also, but Peter also manages to, once he has his body knocked into the astral plane, he
Yeah,
also manages to control his actual body as well.
with spider
And it's
sense.
his
Yeah,
spider sense, yes, which confuses the life out of Stephen.
and lets him
That
swim
was
back into his
it's
body.
that's such a good fight. There was punches being held there, like it was not like a proper
Yeah.
fight.
It
It was
goes yeah, it
it
goes through like Rockefeller Plaza at Christmas and everything
yeah.
like that. It's really fun.
Yeah, so the Stephen is now gone,
Mhm.
banished, and Peter's like, "Well, I'm going to help them. This is what
And
I do. I'm going to help them. I'm going to take the complexity of these really bad villains and fix them."
but who offers to help though, Sammy? Norman. And he's like, I
Well,
am
yeah,
something of a scientist myself. He says the
but
line.
and also, so is Octavius. Like, but Octavius is just gone. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
is
yeah.
so angry.
But
Um,
I know it's nostalgia bit, but I just love that they put some of the lines in from
mm.
the old Raimi films because like and how like Doc Ock's always being like the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. And
Sam
that was,
Raimi was so appreciative of this movie.
yeah,
So
I
appreciative. He
was as well
loved it.
as a Raimi fan.
He loved every second of it. And what blows my mind is the next movie is a freaking Raimi movie.
Yeah.
Why didn't he do this? Why didn't he come back to Spat? Or did he want a new challenge? Like, is it
He might have been around to smooth things over, but oh yeah, it's
well,
just
the consult the Sony consults are Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
but like it did get me thinking about MCU Spider-Man, and I was kind of like, yeah, he's had kind of rubbish villains. Like Mysterio was cool, but like it was sort of very short-lived. And it's like it needed our old villains bringing back to actually make me care about new Peter.
Yeah.
And that's kind of
Yeah.
sad in a way, but It's
I get it.
it's a fun movie.
It
Um,
is.
because
It
these
is very.
guys are just on a different level from regular MCU villains, I feel like.
Yeah. So he ta- he takes him to Happy's place.
Yeah. They all go past the ring doorbell
Happy, why
awkwardly.
have I just seen a lot of men going past my ring doorbell?
Like it's like a cyborg man with with like walking legs and a guy made of mud. Like,
Well,
what's happening here?
the scientists get to work and they manage to come up
Yeah.
with a cure for Octavius.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just about replacing that little happy chip at the top that got broke
Yeah.
in the old movie. Um, and yeah, now he's in control, and he's like the voices they've stopped and all
I
that
love it when he
fun
says,
stuff.
Peter, my boy.
He's so cute.
He's
That's
adorable.
sidetrack. That's one of the coolest things about the Spider-Man game on PS4 is that Doc Ock's your like teacher mentor, and over the course of the game, he goes like off the deep end and stuff, and becomes like the last bad guy. And it's like I really like that angle where they're like friends at first,
Mm.
and just like the bad circumstances ruin the relationship. Um,
I got so annoyed at that game.
yeah,
I
it's the
couldn't swing.
story's good though.
I couldn't swing. And that really annoyed us. And I was like,
Can't
I'm
swing.
not fucking playing this no more. This is no Batman.
But yeah, they try and cure some of the other guys, and Electro's not too happy about, which I get. Like they're
The
gonna
way
take
Electro can taste the electricity, so he's like, you can tell he doesn't really want to do it, but he's
no,
kind of being forced into doing
and he's
it.
like, but I can understand it because that would take all of his power away, and
Yeah.
he's not mad at his power exactly.
No,
Um, and yeah, it's quite tense because the thing's building up on his chest, and you can see him looking down, like wanting to take it off and stuff. And
you knew he was going
Sandman's
to do
like,
it.
Sandman's like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
um, and yeah, so he's basically worked out cures for like a bunch of them, cures as far as that goes. Um, but it turns out the Goblin wasn't actually working with them, and he's just like it about to do something, and sort of Peter uh, sticks him to the wall, and he's like, Spider Man.
Sorry, I'm just going to go off camera a second to
Oh yeah.
grab things that my cat is trying to knock off the table.
I've expected you to bring a goblin mask in there.
Oh my gosh. No, sorry to disappoint. I just want to stop my cat from causing destruction. Um,
And this
yeah,
is where it
so
all goes to shit,
it goes
basically.
tits up basically.
Yeah.
So yes, they have a huge, massive fight.
Yeah.
Um, which then, well,
It all goes wrong. Like, I mean,
this
Doc
is
Ock
May.
runs. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, May. He shouts of May to grab the cure and run,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
May does that. Like
Yeah.
May can listen. She actually listened and did, and she ran. Yeah. So this is where it. Oh my gosh, does this really go tits
Yeah,
up?
so like Electro like knocks Doc Ock out the window, and he just like runs for it because there's like J. Jonah Jameson's here also trying to film everything.
Timing.
The lizard didn't come into the building. He just busts out of the truck outside and runs off. And yeah, Electro grabs Tony's arc reactor, and he's like, aha, a new power source.
Yeah.
Um, I think Sandman just flies away in it with his
Yes.
tornado. So
I
like,
don't. Everyone else kind of joins with Goblin, but I'm
yeah.
not too sure about Octavius because he's cured, so he mustn't.
No, I think he just runs off and sort of until he makes his return later.
Right, got you.
But yeah, this goblin fight is sick as hell. It's like really violent. For
Mm,
some reason, he spine busters him through the entire building at some point, and I'm like, he's
yeah,
learned wrestling moves when
there's a
he
lot
came
of
to the
wrestling
new.
moves.
There's a few, um, and yeah, it ends with a scary scene down at the bottom with Peter and Aunt May and the goblin. And bad stuff happens
Really,
to the
really
spider
bad
family.
stuff. Really, really bad
Was
stuff
this your
happens.
first cry?
Yeah. It's more actually I was a bit wobbly here. It's more later that it,
Yeah,
it when it hits us. But yeah, so the whole room that they're in just crumbles down and you don't and there's kind of a blast and she gets up, she stands up, she's
yeah,
talking away until she stops talking.
yeah, because she gets took out by the glider, but then he also blows up the room. And
Mm-hmm.
you think the trick here with it being like a superhero film where it's just like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm okay, just a
But you
bash
need to
on
walk it
the
off. I need to walk it off.
yeah, yeah, the trickier because that's what would normally happen in superhero films. But yeah, she just sort of drops at some point, and we don't really see what happened. You don't need to. It's not really that type of movie.
No.
Just
All we
some
know is
kind
that,
of blood loss injury, and
well, Peter's going through his Uncle Ben moment right now when he's
yeah.
losing his family member in front of his eyes. And
And she did say the line.
she did, but what she says first is that you did the right thing. You
Mhm.
are doing the right thing.
Yeah,
We are good people. We want to help people because Peter, with great power, also comes great responsibility.
yeah, and like I do like this part of the Goblin because he is like, I mean, he knows he's always wanted Spider-Man to let go and be like him, be like,
Mm-hmm.
you're a god among men, like so act like it, take things. Um, and it's sort of it's he almost frames it that he's given Peter a gift, and I like to think it's because he knows like Spider-Man has this, like he has the
Yeah.
tragic thing in his past. Um, and he thinks he can use that to like twist him because he almost did with like the other Peter, like that was almost enough to like twist him to his
It's
liking.
it's getting there. It
Yeah.
is getting there. So we cut now to Ned and MJ who are waiting at Ned's grandmother's house.
Yeah.
And Ned somehow managed to steal Stephen Strange's sling ring.
Yeah, I think Peter just gives it to him. He gives the cube to MJ and he gets the thing. And he does a little point earlier on. You see like a little flicker of magic.
But he's
He's
like,
like,
ooh,
my nana said I was magic. I sometimes get this like tingling in my hands.
well, Ned manages,
Turns out he is
he is, and Ned manages to open a portal
to find
inadvertently.
Peter.
Yeah, he's like, I just wish I could see Peter.
Yeah, yeah,
And then all of a sudden it starts to form and they're like, okay, work with that, keep doing that.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I just wish I could see Peter. This moment is shot so beautifully
yeah,
where you do see, I know now because I have seen it that is Andrew Garfield, but I can
yeah,
clearly tell that is not Tom Holland.
yeah. But it's like you don't like in movies. Sometimes the CGI looks funny. You're not really sure.
I
Like,
knew something was up. I was like,
yeah,
I know.
but
But that
yeah,
reveal of the mask,
yeah.
that split, he actually has an audience pause moment.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing you see first, isn't it? The big eyes, and you're like, oh,
Hmm.
hang on, that's not
Oh,
the
that's not,
yeah,
and that's not Toby either.
yeah. And it's very much like a who are you type of thing. Like
It's,
everyone sort of like
I just
hands up.
love that moment where he takes his mask off and he
Yeah,
looks up and he waits
yeah,
and then he starts talking. He gives the audience that moment to take it in what you are seeing, and then the
yeah,
scene starts.
yeah. And it's great because they're like, obviously nobody knows who anyone else is, and they're like, prove that you're Peter sort of thing. And he's like, what, like stuck on the ceiling, like crawl around. He's like, I'm not gonna crawl
Oh.
around. Like this is enough.
And he's like, his nana's like, can you go and get the cobweb? And he's like, oh, sure, yeah, I'll go and get. And she's
Yeah,
like, he's like, can you stop chucking bread at me? Like, Andrew
yeah,
Garfield plays this version of Spider-Man with so much heart that it's
yeah,
heartbreaking every time he's on screen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, and yeah, then they try again to see Peter. And who should be behind door number two? The greatest Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. He's so nice though, even when he steps through the portal
He's like,
politely.
oh,
And
hi
even the
everyone.
Nana's like, oh.
Oh, you're so adorable. Toby Maguire just it felt like he was slipping back into a pair of old shoes.
He just radiates like mentor energy. Like and that's what this Spider-Man's needed for a long time. Like
Yeah.
a nice mentor.
Yeah. So yeah, two Spider-Mans come face to face and they spider pose off.
Yeah, yeah, they do like they shoot webs at each other, don't they? And do like a little flip.
Little pause and she's Ned's nana's like, clean the mess up. I'm going to bed.
Of course they do it because they're nice
because
guys.
the nice guys.
And it's this is really cool as well, though, because it's like, oh well, does he have a place that he would normally go when he's sad, like somewhere they
Because
can get
they
away from it
know
all?
they would
Because that's
have the
what they would
same
do.
thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's like, mine was the Chrysler building. Like
Empire
Garfield's like
State.
Empire State because the view's better.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like,
And Toby's like,
yeah, the view is
yes,
better.
yes.
He's just so
He's just
nice.
a nice guy. And they know exactly where he'll be because it's
Yeah,
where they have gone to as a party of three before to
how
get
about
away
on
from
the
the world.
roof?
Yeah,
Um,
this
but
is the
yeah,
moment. This is what broke us.
yeah. I still don't like Peter though when he tries to send them away, and he's like, "Go away from my, send you back to your own universe."
Well, he's, the penny's finally dropped that maybe he should have actually listened to people as opposed to thinking he
Yeah.
knows better. And he gets introduced to after they allow them to have their moment together.
Oh,
He
because
then gets
because they've
yeah,
got
because
to talk about Uncle Ben first of all, because they're like, "Oh, we know what's just happened to you.
yeah, we
It
know. So
happens
we
to all Spider-Man."
yeah, this is part of the process. Unfortunately, this is your origin story
Yeah,
coming out now. So yeah, they allow the three to have their moment before they then reveal themselves,
yeah,
and they do. It for Toby Toby's Peter. He mentions the fact that he lost his uncle Ben, and then Andrew
killed. Yeah,
Garfield, and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is that he lost his Gwen.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but there's also a bit of a sadder hidden story in here as well for
Mhm.
Andrew Garfield. So Andrew Garfield is given this whole speech about how he got angry and how
Yeah,
he stopped pulling his punches, and he was so he got so disappointed. That whole speech is aimed around how he felt after Spider-Man 2.
oh, right. Yeah, like being dropped by Sony Pictures sort of thing
Hmm.
when they
Yeah.
promised him a third movie, I'm
Hmm.
guessing.
Yeah. This
Um,
is that was his kind of way of showing what happened to
yeah.
him in a
It
way.
gives it gives Spider-Man the character some more layers though, because I think people always forget that about Spider-Man, that he's like a superpowered individual, but
Hmm.
he rarely uses his full strength to like hit guys because he
Mm-mm.
can't hit like regular humans with like that kind of force.
No.
And it's like, yeah, he has to be like really controlled. And yeah, what would happen if he sort of got sick of everything? And I mean, that's kind of what the symbiote suit storyline's about as well. It's like, what happens if this guy gets twisted? Like, it's a lot worse for everyone than you might have thought. Um, but yeah, so they do the whole line as well about great power, and then Peter's
Well,
like, it is true. Like, you
so
guys
that's
are
the
me.
line. Yeah, that's the line that gets him to reconsider the
Yeah,
plan that he wanted to do, is the fact that you see he doesn't even see it fully. He just Toby Maguire finishes the line off and he goes, "How did you know that?" And he's like, "Uncle Ben said it." And they
yeah,
both confirm Uncle Ben both said that line to him. So
yeah,
this was always going to happen to you. This was
yeah.
inevitable. This was part of your DNA, is that you have to endure this level of grief in order to be able to move forward into your next part of being Spider-Man.
Yeah, and Toby even says like he killed the guy who killed Uncle Ben, and he's like, it didn't fix anything.
When he said that, I turned around and I goes, because it didn't bring him back. I'm like talking
Yeah.
away to him like he's there.
Yeah, he killed the guy from Goldfinger when he fell out the window. He didn't really kill him; he just falls. Okay,
He
but
just falls.
he doesn't catch him though. So yeah,
But
um,
yeah, so that kind of like encourages Peter to be like, okay,
to
well,
believe
I,
them, yeah,
yeah, I
finally.
was working on these cures, and he's like, great, we are somewhat of scientists too. Um,
Time
Go
for super
figure.
science. And yeah, this is my favorite part of the movie, like the stuff here with the three Spider-Men actually being friends and stuff like that, and actually making references to the past and stuff.
Anytime them three are sitting together and they talk and just talk,
Yeah.
again, like I've said before, these are the most special part of superhero movies for me, is when
Yeah.
superheroes are just being human.
You got to give them the time to talk to each other, people. Remember comics? You know, all them speech bubbles? There's a lot of
Yeah.
talking.
I love the conversation between the webs as well. Like, where does that come from?
It's like, I don't know. I just don't really think about it. Like, I don't breathe.
There's a moment later where Toby Maguire is like sorting his back out, and I'm like, oh my, I love moments like he's human.
He hurts his back in Spider-Man 2 when his web stopped working. He's like, my back. Um, so yeah, like I love as well when because Ned and MJ are with them, and Ned's like wheeling around his chair, and he's like, "So, do you have a best friend?" He's trying to
Do,
figure out if there's like an
do you
evil
have
version of him in another
do you
universe.
have a man in the chair?
And, and he's like, Toby's like, "I did, yeah. He died in my arms after trying to kill me. It was heartbreaking." He
Could
just
not
like,
stop laughing.
so
One because it's Franco, and two because Ned's face it just drops.
it did actually happen. Like that's
It did.
exactly like that.
It did.
Because yeah, we learned that this is an older, like we aren't de-aging the Spider-Man. Like
No.
this this Tobey Maguire got some kind of life with MJ because later on he's like, we make it work. Like it was hard. Um, and yeah, you don't know what's going on. He could have a spider child in that universe for all we know. That'd be nice for
Possibly.
him.
I hope he did. Um,
A young Ben Parker, obviously.
yeah, because that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
Name it after our dead relatives.
If there's a tragedy, only if there's a
Oh yeah,
life-changing tragedy. But yeah, like Ned's just like, I'm magic now. Like what he's like, because they're thinking like, how can we get to the Empire State or whatever with all
oh
the
yeah,
stuff
because
we
they have
need?
this. Well, they have this whole elaborate plan that they're going to lure everyone to the Statue of Liberty,
Sorry, yeah, it's Sachi, yeah.
because the Statue of Liberty is under construction because it's having a giant Captain America shield put on it. Because why not?
Yeah, it's
Um,
fun. One of those
yeah,
books anyway.
why not? So yeah, it's under construction, so there's a lot of things that they can use to swing off, and they can lure the villains there, and then they can cure them
Yeah.
in kind of like a grand, momentous fashion.
Yeah. And so yeah, they give each other like a bit of a pep talk while they're waiting for all the baddies to show up. I do like love this as well when he's just like, oh, I feel really like Garfield's like I feel really lame compared to you guys. Like I fought a Russian rhino guy in a robot suit and stuff. He's like, I've never been to space, and they're just
Yeah,
like,
because
he's like, you're amazing. Like, no, go on, say it. Like,
it's yeah, because like he's Peter's like obviously talking about the fact he's been in space. Like, oh yeah, I fought a purple guy, fought him on Earth and in space, and like
yeah,
Andrew Garfield's like, I fought a rhino
yeah. And
when
Toby mentions Venom, which I wasn't sure if they were
mm,
gonna do when I first saw this, but he actually
yeah.
talks about the alien goo suit.
That's right. And then yeah, it's just they're my favorite
Yeah.
moments. So I didn't want to leave that, but then we have to because it's game time and
Yeah.
the villains
Um
are coming.
and it's fun though, because they freely admit it. They're like, oh, we're bad at this, like we're bad at working as a team, because like the
Mm. But they
Spider-Man
don't.
generally doesn't have to.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, they get their shit together. When the Q and Marco as well, they actually play the Raimi Spider-Man song, and that just warmed my heart. I was like, oh, the best
Oh
theme song.
my goodness.
So yeah, all the baddies are here. Electro is being a real problem because he's just like flitting everywhere faster than they can move and like
Yeah.
stopping them from doing stuff. Um, and you think
Oh,
it's getting extra bad because Doc Ock also shows up and grabs a couple of Peters, I think. But then he's like, hang on, I got this. And then he rips off Electro's arc and then puts the inhibitor thing back on him.
mm-hmm.
And suddenly, the tables are turning. We're
Yeah.
getting
Finally. Because
yeah,
it's not an easy fight. They don't. It's not as easy planned as they intended. They
yeah.
certainly do put up their own. Um, it gets a bit cinematically, oh, shot after shot after shot
And
here
like
of,
yeah, like but like nice Spider-Man poses and
oh
like
yeah, these
yeah.
are like poster moments. Like
Mhm.
you could take a lot of this screen grab and go
Yeah.
poster.
And so Strange comes back because Ned sort of accidentally lets him back out. And he's just like, give me that stuff. He like just like
Yeah,
zaps it off them, like Jedi style.
he gets his stuff back, but he's told he's told at the time that they're actually curing them, which really impresses Stephen.
Yeah, he's like it's working, and he sees the lizard, I think, transforming back into
He's like,
Connor's. He's like, okay.
interesting.
So, I mean, obviously that'll make it easier for him to put his spell off if there's no super powered bad guys trying to like knock him off. But like the goblin in his infinite, he's just he's like really smart at being an absolute dick
Hmm.
because he grabs the cube and you think like but Strange got it back but it's got a friggin' goblin bomb in it when he takes it
Hmm.
back and it's like he had the time to think of that like
Yeah. But this is where we have another moment that makes me cry like a baby.
yeah, which moment?
It's when MJ falls from
Oh yeah.
falls from the top of the Statue of Liberty,
Yep.
and she's fallen to the ground, and it's so Gwen Stacy that it could have been Emma Stone dropping from there. But yeah, so
He gets to redeem himself in a totally different way in another universe.
it was a moment. It
Yeah.
was such a moment. Yeah,
It's just
so
the way he cries at the bottom as well. He's like, "You okay?" sort
it's
of
not it's
thing.
how he goes, you okay? And
Yeah,
he's like, he can barely talk.
yeah, like he can
He
barely
got
believe
there.
it worked. Yeah,
He got there because
yeah,
Peter tries to go for her and he gets knocked out the way, and then all of a
mhm.
sudden, Peter, I don't know if he's Peter 3, ends up going down, and just as he's about to hit the bottom, unlike he could with his own Gwen, he manages to get a hold of her, and he asks, "Are you all right?" And she's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I
And he
bawled
like
my eyes out
he does it like perfectly as well, so you can tell he's been replaying the moment and like
over
figuring
and
out how he
over."
would do it, like and actually make the landing
Because
perfectly.
what he initially does now, I only know this from the comics. I cannot remember if it happens in
Yeah.
the movie. He throws a web, which does get her before she hits the ground, but it breaks her back and her
Yeah,
neck.
I think that might be roughly what happens.
Right.
So yeah, this time he's like, "Well, I'm holding on, and I'm gonna take the sort of
Yeah.
impact and flip us." Yeah,
I'm going to do it so much differently than how I did
yeah,
it before. And yeah,
perfect.
having allowing him to have that moment.
Mhm.
Again, this is what this movie is. It's allowing things to kind of play out. It's allowing
Yeah,
emotions to be able to be worked through from a lot
yeah.
of pain that people have suffered while making
It's
these
sort
other
it's
movies.
sort of undoing some tragedies, but not undoing them, just letting the characters have closure on them.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I love the part where Doc Ock and Toby meet up, and he's like Peter, and he's like, "Oh, you've grown up," and it's like, oh. And he's like,
What does
"Yeah,
he
yeah."
say to him? He
He says
says
like,
that,
"I'm trying to be better," sort of thing. It's
yeah,
just a
it's
really like
trying to
positive.
do better.
Yeah, it's just so cute. Stop
My
being so
God,
nice.
my God.
Um, and
But yeah,
yeah,
let's
but
get back to the crazy
but
goblin.
but like I love that because they were friends and he went crazy and died, and it's like they never got to have a final chat.
That moment, and he got
Yeah.
that moment.
But yeah, so Goblin, uh,
Batshit crazy one that he is still
M-
on the fucking rampage.
our MCU Spider-Man is like, right, I'm gonna smash open the Goblin glider and set one of the bombs off. That'll fix it, and it does. Um, and then yeah, they basically have this like knockdown
Epic
slug
fight.
fight where
This is
Peter decides to powerbomb him.
yes, that's the other wrestler move. That's the one I noticed was the power bomb. But Peter's going for it.
Yeah.
These are punches that you have seen. Um, oh God, I when it was happening, I could picture it. Now I can't. It was
Oh,
another.
okay. Well, yeah, it is a bit of a like a trope, isn't it? Like of
Mm-hmm.
superheroes going too
Yeah,
far, sort of
going
thing.
too
But
far. But he's not really in Peter's mind at this moment in time. He's completely justified in what he's
yeah.
doing.
And like luckily the goblin can take it because we always forget he's like super soldier as well, like sort of thing. And he can
Oh, I
throw
didn't
them
know
as
that.
he, yeah, that's what the goblin gas or whatever did
Oh
to
yeah.
him, made him like a super soldier sort of thing. Um, so he can take it and he can give it back, obviously, just as bad, which sucks for everyone.
Yeah.
Um, and our MCU Peter's about to throw the hammer down, like smash him with the goblin glider that's full of knives.
Until
Yeah. Good guy Toby steps in.
yeah. another moment, another minute where I'm
Yeah.
like, because it's that look, he just has to give that look.
Yeah.
And then he gets stabbed through his troubles.
I was gonna say Tom all like does fight a bit, like he gives it one more go to try and like stab, and it's like, no, just let it go, kid.
Yeah. The anger just fades out of him because
Yeah.
he's staring essentially he's staring in front of himself.
A better version of himself, yeah.
Yeah, and then look at it, and he's looking at like he knows at this point that he's gone through his own family tragedy, and look at
Yeah.
where he is now. Look at how happy and content he is. He knows that he could eventually get to there, so he
Yeah.
sees a weird version of himself in himself.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, like you say, he gets stabbed for his
he gets stabbed
troubles
through his
afterward.
trouble.
And I was scared for him when I first saw this. I was
Oh
like, they're
my
gonna
God,
kill him. No, I
it's
can't.
when he turned around and went, "I've been stabbed many times."
Well, yeah, that's when I knew he was probably gonna be safe.
hmm
But yeah, and I can't remember what happens to Goblin exactly.
Oh yeah, so obviously Peter's it looks like Peter's going for the final blow because he's
Yeah.
been pounding him so much, and then when he stabbed Toby, he then instead of punching him, he jabs him with the cure.
Yes. Okay. And yeah, and we get Norman Osborn back for a little
But
second, being like, "What have I done?"
oh, Peter, the I sounded like a very posh version of Lois Griffin there. But what we haven't been seeing in the background, or what we haven't mentioned that's happening in the background, is that Stephen is holding off the spell. They're coming.
Yes, because it
And
got blown up.
I am no
Yeah.
Superman fan to say who the frick was coming through that thing. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah. You see a few. I think it's like you see like a guy with a spear who's supposed to be Craven. You definitely see Rhino and a scorpion
You
tail and
see
stuff
Eddie
like that.
Brock,
Do you?
apparently, according to my notes, yeah, who leaves behind a piece of the Venom symbiote.
Well, that's a lot later, but
Well, I did not see that.
yeah, I don't know. It's like, but it's very much like, oh, everyone who knows Spider-Man, I guess, is now bleeding
They're
into the
coming.
universe. Um, but yeah, it's cool because it's because Goblin blew up the spell, which is why it got back out of the little
Yeah.
cube thing.
And
Um,
Steven's been holding it back as much as he can, but
mm,
as the fight ends with the Goblin, Peter is then can go to Stephen, and he comes to the conclusion that the only way to get around this is for the spell to be actually done the way it was meant to be done. And he's like, well,
yeah,
no one's going to know about you. And he's like, that's the point. That's my
yeah,
punishment. I deserve this
yeah.
because I messed it up in the first place. This is my punishment, and you're going to
And
have to do this.
yeah, and it's like a nice moment. Like he has to say goodbye to the Spider Bros and be
hmm
like, thanks for everything.
It's
He's
even Stephen gets choked.
Yeah, because it's like it's actually, as much as he was like, oh, you're just a kid, this is him actually making a full on like adult decision about
This
something,
is a
finally.
superhero sacrifice. But again, it is his punishment. He deserves this to happen.
Yeah, yeah. And he has a nice goodbye with Ned and MJ and says he'll find them,
Oh
when
my God,
this all yeah.
that just reminds us of Glenn from The Walking Dead's death, where he's like, Maggie, I'll find you. And I was like, oh my God, stop. Don't know why
Glenn.
that came into my head when I was watching
Yeah.
it, but I was like, it's the way he was going, I'll find you, I'll make you remember.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, it's the spell closes off, and Ned and MJ are just sort of left there, and Peter sort of runs off, sort of like escapes because the media circus is coming. Um, and yeah, it sort of just goes quiet now, and it's like, okay, so we just wait for Peter to kind of be walking down the street and goes back to the coffee shop where MJ was working. And like, I really like this moment because you can see the like thoughts going through his head, like while he's having this like, awkward conversation. And he's got his little letter to practice what he's going to say to everyone to like
Yeah,
get remembered again. But he just can't do it because
he can't bring himself to do it.
he sees that things are going well for them.
And
And
it's possibly because he's not there.
the prevailing thing through the movie, like J. Jonah Jameson was laying it on really thick, being like, wherever Spider-Man goes, chaos follows, and we're
hmm
left to pick up the pieces and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
And maybe this great life that Peter was having, where he could have a little bit of his identity shared, maybe wasn't a good idea in the first place.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I just really like that decision from Peter to just walk away effectively.
It
But
was
like,
so grown up.
but he's still like, I'll see you around type of thing. He knows the moving obviously to
Hmm.
go to MIT, but it's just one of those like
Yeah.
he's grown enough to let it go.
They're happy and they're safe.
Yeah.
And that's all he really can ask for at this point. But when he goes home, he picks up a radio interceptor because he is still crime fighting.
Oh,
But did
we
you
did
know?
we did
Oh,
skip
go.
over Happy though.
Oh, that's
At the
right. That's
grave.
right. He goes to the grave of Aunt May.
Yeah, and Happy doesn't recognize him, which I feel like
Broke my heart.
that's one of the saddest things, isn't it?
Broke my
Because like
heart.
yeah, because now Happy's lost Tony and his like new friend who was a bit like Tony
Well, he
in
was
a way.
Tony. He was Tony
Yeah.
2.0. He was Tony 2.0.
Yeah.
And this is probably why Happy had such a connection with him because, Happy lives to serve.
Hmm.
And, however way if you want to say that as a good thing or a bad thing, but he was happy to be
Hmm.
in that room to do what he could for this person, whether it be Tony, whether it be Peter. And yeah, it was sad that Happy doesn't have that.
Yeah, but again, Happy like Peter and Happy just go their separate ways. There's no like he doesn't tell Happy anything
No.
apart from like, oh, we'll carry on, her work sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
she's not forgotten. But he doesn't give, he just lets it go again. Like he
Hmm.
very
Good.
maturely walks away.
Something that Peter has struggled to do
Yeah.
for three fucking movies.
Yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, sorry, like you said, he's got his police scanner. You can pick it back up. Sorry.
It was the thing. The reason I brought it up was because I was getting very excited to see. Did you notice the suit he was wearing?
Yes. And it's lovely in red and blue.
And it's Tobey Maguire's original suit.
Yeah, like the original like sketches he was making and stuff
Hmm.
like that. Yeah. It's and he's got his little sewing machine as well. We've gone very like back to like low tech, which I
Yeah, and
enjoy.
that was the heart and soul of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man's was that
Mhm.
it was done on a shoestring and he didn't
Yeah.
have stock technology to see him through or nano suit. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I get that. Um I did not see the end credit scene for this because I went to the shop.
Oh, okay, that's why you missed Venom.
Yes. I thought the end credit scene was right at the end, and I had enough time to run over the shop before the if film finished.
Mhm.
I was wrong.
Fucking Tom Hardy, man. I
uh,
that's literally what I wrote down. I was like, oh fuck off, Tom Hardy. I can't deal with his Venom. It's the worst. It's the worst thing in the entire world for
no,
me as a Venom fan.
see, I don't have that love and affection for the character. I could give two shits, but I didn't mind it. And I am someone who's gone on record many times to tell everyone how much I don't like Tom Hardy and his performances in movies. This one, I got away with
As
a
in you,
little bit. I
but did
might
you
have.
go back and watch the scene though, like that you missed?
No,
It's
no,
it's
because it's Tom
even,
Hardy.
but it's worse though. Like he's somehow forgot how to do both the voices. I mean, I'm assuming he's the Venom voice, but
No.
well, anyway, it's terrible. Like
Do
the
you know
Venom
who it
voice.
was? I don't know if it is for that one, but it's Tony Todd.
Well, sorry, Mr. Todd. But why the hell are you going like
Let me just let me just confirm that because Tony is part of my the horror.
yeah.
I don't want to get it wrong.
And it
Um.
it makes absolutely no sense because he's in a bar.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He just did the game. It's just a game.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, awful Venom voice. Tom Hardy's like, what what's going on? And it's just like
All right, Bean.
exactly. It's just awful, and it's like it makes no sense as well because he's like, oh, just tell me again. There was a guy in a tin suit who was really smart. He sounds like fucking Adam Sandler. Like,
Oh my goodness. Okay.
um, and the guy's like trying to tell him about like the Avengers history, and he's like, a guy named Hulk, and he's like, that's a stupid name. He's like, that's better than the Lethal Enforcer or whatever their stupid running joke is. Um, and yeah, then he's like, oh, maybe we should go have a chat with the Spider-Man in New York City. And then he just gets like
You
zapped
sound
away.
like Adam Sandler there.
it's that's what it sounds like to me. Um, and yeah, I hate this Venom because he's got nothing to do with Spider-Man. Get him out of my universe. Like,
Um,
be
I
gone.
I didn't mind the first movie. I was taken aback by it because I was like, I'm not quite angry. I can actually understand everything you're saying, Tom Hardy. Okay, and the Carnage one, oh, I was so mad, so mad. Um, did not like it at
And
all.
I'm not touching that third one. With they're
But
not tricking me
we've not,
again.
yeah, we've not watched that one. But we watched the second one straight after the first ever charity stream that we did, the 10
Oh
hour
yeah,
one.
that's a bad taste.
I had cheese toasties and watched Carnage,
And
and
rage.
I had just done a 10-hour charity stream. Um, yeah, and was just proper
Yeah,
getting like
I hate
into the
it.
screen. Yeah, he
It's
did not like it.
yeah, it's time for the Venom rant. So like Venom without Spider-Man does not make sense. He is literally supposed to be the dark shadow version of Spider-Man. He's called Venom specifically because Eddie Brock was like a bad like journalist and it was like the venom spewing on the page sort of thing. It's
Wasn't in the comics, wasn't he an astronaut?
no, that's J. Jonah Jameson's son's the astronaut.
Oh, okay, okay.
Eddie Brock's just a liar, a journalist liar. Like the
Mm-hmm.
entire thing of his character, the reason it looks like a Spider-Man suit is because it was Peter's suit for like a certain time period. Like
Ah,
it just doesn't exist. And
right.
the fact that they just shoved Tom Hardy in the end of this and he's like, oh, maybe I'll go over here and talk to Spider-Man. Like why would you want to talk to Spider-Man? Like you idiot. You don't know anything about this
Fuck off,
universe.
Tom Hardy. No, you're not.
And he
I
does. And then there's a tiny little bit of venom goo on the bar that sort of creeps away.
well, I can just sit there because it ain't. Now it's getting done with it.
Good.
It's just gonna stay there. Christ knows how they're ever gonna bring that character into this universe, and I don't think it will be Tom Hardy's
They just
Venom.
tarnished the entire thing after this amazing movie that stuck in the mid credits. It's
Mm.
just I don't know why they haven't deleted that.
I really thought it was right at the end, but when I came home and waited for that to happen,
Yeah.
something else happened. Something that has not happened since Avengers. No,
I don't think it's ever happened.
Since Captain America. No, it did in
Oh
Captain
yeah.
America, the first Avenger. The trailer for the Avengers comes up at the
Yes,
end.
okay, yes, you're right. But it's very like this is very Back to the Future too. Like
Oh my God, wasn't it?
yeah.
Oh my God, you are so right.
So yeah, we get a
Hey,
trailer
Stephen,
for
we gotta go back to the future.
Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, which
Madness.
our next movie. Do you think this was a course correction? As in they were
Mm,
like, oh shit, we almost lost them with Eternals. Spider-Man
we
is big, so we really need to show them the next one.
we need to reel them in somehow. Now, I really
Yeah,
thought I was like, oh, okay, so we're starting. We're getting an end credit scene with the start of essentially
Strange. Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness, and then it kind of like kicked into this full-on trailer,
But
and I was like,
kept going. I was like, oh yeah, okay. Full
yeah. And then
trailer.
when you messaged us, it was the one thing I was going to bring up was, did you get a trailer at the end of yours?
Yes, because with us watching this on copies back in the day, possibly didn't see this
Hmm.
in full. But yeah, that's a weird thing to do. But yeah, when you think about it, we've had Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals all in a row.
Mm,
This was a
not
big
hits.
this was a big event for Marvel cinema, and I think they were just trying their hardest just to be like, okay. Also, as well, it's like a half Sony production, so maybe they were like, let's stick some MCU back on the
Mm,
end, like bring everyone back to where it belongs.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's Spider-Man No Way Home. He has a new
Not
home.
not far from home. Like I kept putting
Yeah,
in to
yeah,
watch.
and we still haven't seen what happens next in our current timeline, but maybe in
No,
about 6 months, 7 months, we might have
we're
a
gonna.
rough idea.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was not looking forward to the Spider-Man movies when I knew we had two to do.
Yeah,
I was like, ugh. But they've actually one. I forgot that this one existed until until you mentioned it the last time. Like, yeah, well, the Spider-Mans are in it.
it's
And I
the
was like,
good one.
oh my god. So yeah, there was the one before. That's the one that kind of threw us because I really wasn't looking forward to that, but
No, I enjoyed that
I
more than
enjoyed
I
it.
thought. Yeah.
Uh,
I just feel it's very telling, like I was saying before, that it takes them throwing in like multiple bad guys from older movies we like to get it to a level of like
yeah,
acceptable
I,
quality.
I just I appreciate what they allowed the actors to do in this.
Yeah.
Nobody had time taken away from them, or anyone was, or I mean, everyone essentially was overshadowed by Willem Dafoe's performance as
Yeah.
Norman
Yeah.
Osborn, but that was going to
And
happen.
like Sandman and Lizard were sort of extras that didn't really fit in
But
much,
it
but it's
worked.
fine. Like
It worked.
yeah, you needed some more. But yeah, it's one of those amazing things that they could never really recreate in film.
And
I don't think you couldn't.
no,
It's not a thing you plan. It's a thing that happens by accident when they're like, "Oh yeah, remember those movies from like 2002? How about we bring those back sort of into our storyline?" Like that's not something you can plan in the early
no,
2000s, but it's something you
no.
can do if you're creative enough. And
Yeah,
I'm glad they did it.
and they were, and Sony and Marvel worked brilliant. I assume worked brilliantly together in order to make this happen for us. It just wasn't a great time in Nerdy Up North's history. It's kind of like a bit of a dark mark on it, really.
Yeah, some people got kicked out of, but that, yeah. If
It
anyone's been in,
united some of us, though.
if any listeners have been in nerd communities before,
You know what it's like,
sometimes there has to be a mass deletion event.
and that was it. That was certainly it. We've not actually had something, I don't believe, come that close to it before, or
No, I think nerds have settled down a bit because even for Fantastic Four, there wasn't like a massive like
no.
kick kick off hissy
No.
fit.
And I think when people were complaining that Thunderbolts, the new Avengers stuff had been released, and it's like, dude, Marvel's released it. There's fuck all we
Yeah,
can do
like
about it.
the
Marvel are the
same
ones
weekend.
doing the posters. We can't control that. But yeah, nerd culture has changed a hell of a lot in the
Yeah,
last 10 years. That moment there would have been magnified by 10,000 10 years ago, and the
yeah,
rage would have been ridiculous. It'd still be
yeah.
echoed today.
But yeah, like right now the leaks are happening just so often. Like
Mm,
you can't even keep a three Spider-Man thing a secret anymore. Like if Toby's in Doomsday, I think we're gonna know about it like way before. It's been heavily rumored though, so I think it is gonna happen.
yeah. I just,
Or Secret Wars, but yeah.
for all that we've had the trailers done the way that we have, I'm fine with that. But if I start seeing if this is stuff the studio wants me to see, that's fine. But
Mhm.
if I start seeing set pictures and leaked pictures, no, I don't want to see that. I
Yeah.
want to have them moments where I'm like,
I mean,
oh
they're
my
all
God.
AI now, so you can't trust set pictures anyway. So
I know it's
With
good
it-
job. It's a good job I've got friends who have got good eyes,
we're in the age
because
of Ultron, dark future, where the AIs have infiltrated our fandoms.
yeah, bastards.
At least it means we might not be getting spoiled when we think we are, which there's a
True,
positive in that.
that's a good way of looking at it. But yeah, what's next? Oh yes, Multiverse of Madness.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna have to make you watch the trailer again after you forgot. It clearly didn't work.
Oh my gosh, we'll get Paul to put on the end of this.
No, we'll get the video taken down. So yeah, like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness was another one in this weird time period where we couldn't really go to the cinema and things, but I really enjoy this movie.
I love it. It's Raimi, man.
Yeah, and he's just it's not like the strongest Raimi, but it still has some of his
Oh,
style, and I just enjoy it. Like
his signature is written right the way through the middle of it.
yeah, yeah. And this is some fun stuff to talk about. And we're going to have to sort of delve into WandaVision business, which is fun because that's coming back soon in Vision Quest, if that's actually ends up happening.
Uh,
I got no
okay,
idea
who
what's going
cares?
on.
Did anyone ask for this?
Apparently, Ultron's coming back, as in, like,
Oh.
not maybe not into real, but he's going to talk to Ultron, like James Spader again. So
Oh, tickle me intrigued then.
yeah, yeah, that's what intrigued me because I don't care about White Vision.
I don't care about White
Can they
Vision.
change his name? Can they change his color back to red? I don't
I
like
just
it.
I like I didn't care. But if you're gonna bring Ultron into the mix, And it's
Ultron and
James Spader. Like, I'm in. Let me in. What
Ultron
about
and
California?
Milk Vision together at last.
Yes.
But hell, yeah. So this has been another installment of the Countdown to Doomsday. I believe we're 27 movies into this 40-ish movie uh watch fest. But thanks to everyone
Yeah.
who's ever joined us. And with the Doomsday hype, we're hoping to maybe get a few more watchers' eyes on the thing.
Mm.
But this will stand the test of time. Really, it'll be a bit of a time capsule. But
Yeah.
if you want to hear people talk about Iron Man, it's two people talking about Iron Man. So yeah,
We're fun.
um,
I promise.
yeah. But yeah, thank you to everyone. Thanks who's
Yes.
ever checked out any of our other videos or
Oh my gosh, this is the last one for 2025.
um I don't know if you can fit one in over Christmas. We're scheduled in for the 30th of December, but
I can
we've
fit one. I can fit
we've
one. Oh,
moved
is
the
that New Year's
schedule.
Eve? No, that's New. No, is
Eve
it
Eve.
31 days? Eve Eve. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. We can
Yeah.
we can work this out. It's fine.
Plus, we're gonna be off for Christmas, so that we can record
So
anytime.
the likelihood is we'll probably be like, I've had enough time off now. I'm ready to do something.
Let's just knock out the rest of Phase 4.
Get it out the way with.
We can have a month off. But yeah, no, yeah, we'll be back. So thank
Yeah.
you to everyone.
Thank you.
We'll have the audio too. But yeah, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Let's fucking go. Let's have a
Let's
music
fucking
fight.
go.
See us.
Bye.